Well, thank you so much for joining us. You're watching Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage. My name is Rida Chebet Karing, and of course, I have two ladies in studio. We have today. I'll let them introduce themselves, and let me start with Irene.
Okay, thank you so much, viewers, for being there for us. I'm Irene Mumbo Bushebi, and I'm a pastor's wife, a mother of four, a counselor, a Bible school trainer, and we bless the Lord. Karibu sana.
Well, thank you, Irene Mbobushebi. She is also a counselor. Amesahau kusema hiyo. Then let me usher in Sarah.
Thank you, viewers, for watching and for listening to us. I'm Sarah Muridi, a wife, a mother of two sons, Mother and Tevin. I'm also a director of Summer Supermarket. I'm also an elder of PC St. Mark, Malava Church. And I'm also going a course in counseling and guidance in psychology with PC University of East Africa. Karibuni sana.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm Rida Chebet Kering. You can engage with us: Facebook, Maisha Television Kenya; YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya; Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. Also, our phone number is 0746 999 841. And much appreciation to everyone who has been sending messages, feedback, comments. We really appreciate. And I'll be sampling the questions and your comments. Then in one of the shows, I'll be reading them, and I will let Irene and also Sarah give you advice on your questions. So today, as usual, we talk about matters affecting families, especially women. And the last time we talked about, it was about extended families. And today, due to some questions which were raised in your previous topic, we're going to talk about women and work. It's also another issue that has really cost many families. Wanawake na kazi, wanawake wengi wameshindwa kubalance. Utapata labda ana kazi, familia haiko, ama ana familia, kazi haiko. So today we are going to talk about women and work. And I'll start with you, Irene. Should women be given the same opportunities in job as men?
Yeah, of course, yes. I don't want to say a no, because I know that would not be good. So women should be given equal opportunities as men, because they're empowered. I think we've been talking about this like forever. So women have been empowered in this era, and I know if there is anything that needs to be done and they are in a position to do it, they should be let do it. I know there are reservations when I talk about this in terms of women have a lot in terms of family, and so when they pick up the job, then they know they should put themselves in a position where they are going to balance family and work. And I know women can do this, because I know women are very strong, and they are able always to look at everything with that sixth sense in terms of I'm needed here, I'm needed the other place, and they can do it well. I know there are several occasions where we've gone deep onto one end and left the other, but this is just because of maybe some strains here and there. But let it happen for a time, and then you can come back to who you're supposed to be. And so that is why I can say strongly that yes, women can be given equal opportunities at the places of work if they are up to that job, so that they can do what they need to do. Because what if maybe we are going to school for the same kind of job, and when we are going out there we are told because we are women we're not going to be given that, then it is a waste of time, money, and any other thing. So yes, I can say yes.
They say that women utapata ana zile issues za familia. I've had that complaint. Mwanamke utampea kazi, but then akili yake tena iko kwa mtoto nyumbani, iko kwa mzee nyumbani, so she cannot perform, she cannot deliver.
Yeah, those are some of the things I was talking about. But you know what, if you're a woman, I think because I was talking about something here in terms of empowerment. If you got to that level where you went to school for this, then you're ready to do this, knowing that you also still have another role that is even greater. So, you know, once your mind is set for something and you are prepared in your mind, you'll do it. We did read here Proverbs 31, and we got a lot of stuff that can take us through, and we know that women can do this because women are those kind of people who can wake up very early in the morning, do their chores at home, and then get to job, you see. So if you're organized in your mind, so you have a heart in mind to do everything that you want to do, I believe you can do it. So the issue ya mtoto nyumbani and your place of work is okay, they are all there, but once I've planned everything inside me, I will confirm it by doing it. So very fast I'll know, I'll start with my homework, do it very well, and then get to my place of work, I'll do it all right. I know there are 1, 2, 3 things there, and I did say that sometimes when that fall comes, please, you can deal with it and then come back very fast to who you're supposed to be.
Wow, thank you so much, Irene. And the same question to you, Sarah. Should women be given the same opportunities, given that we know they have more responsibilities? Atarudi nyumbani, ana mtoto, ana mume anafaa take care of, she has a family. Should they be given equal opportunities as men?
Yes, I agree they should be given equal opportunity as men, because a woman naturally is a multi-purpose person. A woman can do so many things at the same time. And when a woman takes that role that a man can do, I'm sure she can even do it better. Why? If you look at of late, the roles that we thought belong to men, women already earn to those roles. For example, this morning, for me to get to this place, I've boarded a matatu, and can you believe the conductor is a lady? And before, it was perceived that only men that can be conductors of Nissan's or buses. And I've looked at how she's conducting us, and she's doing a very good role with all the confidence. So it is true that women can take up the roles of men, and they can do it into perfection, irrespective of those other roles that we have at home, because we look after our husbands, we look after our children, we look after extended family, and we look after the house in general. But a woman knows all these are my responsibilities. So you wake up early in the morning, and you organize yourself. You know, it's a matter of sacrifice. Women, we like sacrificing a lot. So you come quite early in the morning, and you prepare breakfast, and you prepare food for lunch. You have people that are living in the house. And like Irene has mentioned, this woman of Proverbs, that one, and that is from verse 8 to 28, states clearly how a capable wife works. She wakes very early in the morning, she prepares food, and then she gives instructions to the servants. And then she goes out and she does her work, and she comes back in the evening and takes over the family. So women are capable to do those roles without interference. And in fact, if you see you have a child who is going to bother you, like I said, that proverb, woman, we are instructed, she tells the servants what to do. So you can just organize with your employer. I have a young child. If it times to breastfeed, let me just rush, just like for 30 minutes, and then I come back. And that is what the woman will do. She will rush home, breastfeed, and come back. And she put her mind back to work. She will not now take it back home, because already she was there. Yeah, so they are very capable. Yeah.
And also some men complain that sometimes women tend to put more focus in their work than in the families, and they end up maybe forgetting the family, the husband, sana hawezi sawa watoto, sana it's the husband, and they tend to focus more on their job or their work. As working ladies, because I understand that you are empowered, hamkai nyumbani the whole day. Is that true? Let me start with Irene.
Yeah, somehow we tend to do that because we would always want to be the best wherever we are. And so when you go out there, you'd want to also do your best. And this is why I think even we are here, because we have to advise each other that whenever we do this, let us not give it our all out there, and then when we come home, we cannot give our all. And that is why at some point I did say here that yes, you are tired, but remember, you are tired for who? You are out there doing this work because of your boss or for the nation or whatever we can say. But remember, there is a big role that even made you to be who you are today. Because I believe where you are, people are even respecting you because they imagine, how is it that you are doing your work so perfectly at your place of work and still you have a family? You know, that is something that everybody stands aside and think about. So if you see you are so much respected, it's because they imagine even at home you're doing your best. You see, so let it not just end there as they are getting surprised, but let it be true that even at home you're doing this. And I did say here that this is when you put your all in it, in terms of from the spirit level, that is spiritually. Think of it, and then however much your body is weak, your spirit, I know, still will be willing to still do this. And once that happens, you'll find that even as exhausted as you are when you get home, and I did tell women here who have been listening to me, if you're a working class lady, whenever you come home, pitianga jikoni kwanza. Yes, my sister Sarah has just been talking about this, that this is a woman that is empowered, but she has some people who help her at home. So when they help you, when you come back from work, please pitia kitchen, because we are told, for those people who know this, they say away to the husband's heart is the stomach. So please make sure the stomach is well settled as we get to the heart of this man, because I know that's where the complaint is coming from. So before we start getting the complaints, I know you'll be tired. I remember yesterday I met another lady, I think if she'll be listening, and we were in the groceries out there, and she was like, I'm so tired. I told her, yes, you're tired, but you know what? You see, you have to go home. However much you're tired, you can't sleep in the office. So if you have to go home, then no, back at home there's something you also have to do. So yes, you're tired, but you have to make it work somehow. So this is to say, yes, women, sometimes we tend to think that our place of work are more important. But let me tell you today, that home where you come from every day is the most important place. And so make it important as it is by making those people who are here, they are very comfortable. And that means you'll have to give a sacrifice, as Sister Sarah just said, that I did talk about love here as sacrifice. So these people that you live at home, you love them. So if you love them, you have to work for them as a sacrifice. Whatever you're giving them should be a sacrifice from you. And that is what makes now the difference between your workplace and your home. Because, at home, you do this thing from the love point of view. At work, you're doing it because it is a responsibility in terms of it is work. You see, so when you come, that is why we start with work in the morning. So we go there and then we come back in the evening. So we come back all tired. So it means this other work we are doing at home, we are doing it as a sacrifice. And that is God given. So God has to give you the strength to do your work at home. Uko kazini utafanya because of experience. Hapa hatunanga experience. Hapa ni upendo. You'll have to sacrifice your all. You're tired, you don't know, you know it is from sacrifice, and that means God will have to help you out here. And so even as you're coming back, whether you're driving, you're walking, you're doing whatever you're doing, be asking God, I'm tired, but I believe you're going to strengthen me to do what I need to do, because that is the most important work I have to do.
Wow, a good point there. The same question to you. Do you think that women tend to focus more on work and forget their families?
I say yes, because like Irene has put it very clearly, when you get employed, you want to do your best in that workplace so that you are not fired. If you don't give your best, of course, the employer may decide you are not adding value into our work, and so I am going to fire you. And not because you don't want to be fired, because there's that money that you're getting at the end of the month that is helping you for your upkeep. You try to give your best and forget that your family should be number one, even if you are employed. So, and why would a woman forget? You have said it, because you want to be fired. And initially when you are newly employed, there's that feeling that you feel, wow, I'm not earning. But however much we ladies earn, we must not forget our husbands. We must not forget them. We must not forget our children. So what happens when you are done with your work? Go back home to your husband and ensure there's no carried work from your office, if you're secretary, leave your secretary work in your office. If you're a salesperson, leave your work in that office. Go back home and sit down and relax. And how do men feel that they are neglected by their working wives? It's because perhaps you as a wife, you get into that home a bit later than your husband. Now you just say hi, and then you keep yourself busy with the files that have come with them from the office, and you're forgetting now this is not an office, it is your home, it is your house. So when you get into that house, say hi to your children, say hi to your husband, and tell them, I know I've come in late, but I'm going to compensate for that one. Get in the kitchen. If the servant is there, try to see what she's doing. You can even tell her, now let me assist you to cook this type of food. Remember, men are not choosing. They're written in that they are given, either bad, either good. But they could be complaining from the inside. Huyu mwanamke nilioa, ni mwanamke nilioa ama ni huyu msichana ameniletea afanya nini anisaidie. So let us not neglect our men in the excuse of our work. Tulikubaliana tukasema a woman can multi-purpose. Ukigia hiyo kazi ama ukikubali hiyo kazi, you knew you had a family first. And although the family came second, you are allowed yourself to have a family with that work. So ukiingia kwa nyumba, ebu ya kazi yote weka wapi? Chini. For example, me, I'm also a very busy woman, let me tell you. And I've made it a point, mi nikigia kazi na nyumbani na simu ipigwe. And I realized ni a salesperson or a sales lady. I'm not kind enough to kupokea. Business tunafanya mpaka 6 ama 7 p.m. if I'm not yet in my house. So that I train myself that I must have family time. And if I'll be kind enough to take a phone call because it is an unknown number and I hear it is work related, I say, please, this is not the time. Let us talk tomorrow morning. And that is not before 7. I open at 7. So call me at 7 or after 7. So it is as working ladies, we are supposed to set our own goals and standards. Because however much you get into a place, do you have a goal for yourself? Do you want this work to bring a division in your family? It cannot go well. So yes, men are correct to say, working ladies, you are neglecting them. And it's because you do not know there is a way out. Wewe fanya kazi huko, kazi yako yache huko, usipeleke watoto nyumbani. Na hata kama umechoka, usije kuambia aki leo nimechoka. No. You must show that you have another strength. Pray to God to give you another strength. And even now, work for women are becoming easier. Kuna mama boga wenye wanakatakata nini? Sukuma wiki. Wanakatakata cabbage. So you can pass by there and tell them, I want you to give me cabbage ya 20 bob. Hata watakuchongea waru by the way ukiwaambia wakuchongee. So your work is just to fry the food. So umechoka nini? So go prepare food for this family so that they know, one, their mother cares and their wife cares for them. Yeah.
And I know that you're working ladies, as you just said, that you're a busy woman, and I know that also Irene is a busy woman. How do you ensure that hata ukifika nyumbani, because kwa wengine wanapata ni shida, amechoka yeye anaenda direct kulala. Si akona maid, kazi ya maid nini, I pay you after at the end of the month. So nyinyi mnafanya, how do you balance to ensure that hata kama umechoka kutoka pale kazini, ukifika nyumbani kuna hiyo, as Sarah has just mentioned, kuna time ya familia, you love to be with them, you can cook for them. How do you ensure that you balance that, Irene?
Okay, for me, I started by releasing the house girl. Yeah, it's funny, but it worked for me somehow. Yeah, because I realized my children have gone to school before I got the boy, that is. So the girls were at school, and so through that morning time, before I just leave, I could do what I needed to do. And then when I come back in the evening, I really set my mind that I have to do this because nobody else is going to do it. Yeah, because you're there, even the girls, the children are back home with all their homework. So hata ukimwambia atachukua amekimbia amerudi kwa vitabu. It's like, so what you do is they help you here there kidogo, you're also doing your work. So that is what really helps me, because I realize that most of the time I'm like, I come back, and because I see somebody's already doing something there, I get tired. In me, I'm like, there's somebody who's going to help me. So I decided what I'm going to do is maybe let me just release her, and then I set my mind that this is what I have to do. You see, so I get from there. Yes, I know I'm tired and I'm feeling the tiredness, and as I'm telling you, I usually pray home. I pray as I go home. That is, God help me because I need strength to do this. And you know very well that that is why you enabled me to get married, because otherwise you could not have done so. So because you gave me these responsibilities, I know you can supply the strength and even much more than what I'm just asking from you. Yes. So you see, so it is something that really has to start in your mind. I'm not saying that you go and release your house girls. I'm saying that you have to really set it in your mind that I have to do this, and it has to come from your heart. And just as just said, it is a sacrifice. It's something that you have to pay so dearly for. And as you do that, even for that family, you find that there's a blessing that comes from God, because the word of God tells us clearly that whatever you are doing, do it as to the Lord. And doing anything to the Lord, you don't just do it, you do it with a sacrifice. And so if you realize that, then it means even those house chores that you're having. I remember there was a time I was doing my laundry and I was so tired. And I was telling God, don't you think I'm suffering? And so, these are times when God would just speak to you. And God was like, no, I don't think you're suffering. And even if you're suffering, what did Jesus say? You are also going to take this cup that I'm taking, the cup of suffering. So if you're suffering, there's no problem. You're just walking after Jesus. So can you go ahead and do this? And then afterwards, what is Jesus doing today? He's seated in the right. Okay, I'm talking about Jesus so much. I don't know if those people who are watching me. Okay, thank you, because you're listening to me. So I was like, he's seated on the right hand of the throne of God. You see, so you will achieve this. There'll be a reward for whatever you are doing. And whenever there's a reward, you always keep up. So that is what has kept me going every other time I feel I'm tired, and then I remember, yes, I'm tired because of my work. Because when you're at your workplace, because you're seeing everybody working, somehow you feel like everybody has to work, you see. But when you're home, you feel like you're alone doing this maybe, and then you're like, okay, so why is it that it's about me? And that would even be a point of people getting frictions in the home, because somebody like a woman would feel, why is it that my husband comes home and then he's seated, I'm doing all this? Know that it is a sacrifice you're doing, and there's a reward for it, you see. So I don't think it is in vain. And the moment that gets into your head, it will be easier for you to do it. Yes, your body would be tired, but your spirit would be willing to do it. And the moment that strikes you, that your spirit is willing, the strength just comes. I think you asked Sarah, she'll tell you.
Sarah, what do you do to ensure that you balance these, even if you're tired, you have the time for your family?
Okay. Balancing is quite easy. And let me start by when I was teaching, because of course I'm a teacher by profession, though I came to self-employment. When I was a teacher, I was employed by a private school. I'm sure there are women who are listening to me because I've been employed by private entities which are not like public entities. Because for a private institution, you must give it all your best, and you must be there when you are needed. I remember that time when I was teaching is when I had my firstborn son. I'm just a young girl and who is a mother. Expected to be in school by 6, and I'm expected to be at my home at 9 earliest, latest 9. That because it was a boarding school. And now you have a husband. We are just young married. Balancing was not quite easy until now. I had to get someone to help me. I looked for a house help to help me to balance my work. And I would wake up at around 4. It was already set in my mind. By 4, I wake up so that I clean my child's napkins. That time there were no diapers. And I prepare breakfast for my husband. So that I left the chores to this girl just to look after the child. So we used to help one and sacrifice. And then I would go to work, and then I would ask for 1 hour lunch break time. I come back to my house where I breastfeed my child. I cook lunch for them. This guy, I like helping a lot, although I've employed. And then I'll make sure that even I've prepared supper. I'll just come and warm it because it is me who have prepared it. Remember, I'm coming back to the house at 9:30, and I didn't choose to complain. You know, we get lost when we start complaining. Oh, he kazi ni mingi. Like I began by saying, it is you who applied for that work. You'd have decided to be just a housewife. Yeah. So I would wash my husband's clothes. I would iron them with no complaining. And I went like that until now God opened a door for me to have my own business. I remember I was having my own business and I brought in another child and have to open that work. That time we are not grown this big whereby I could delegate. So it is me to open the shop and have a young child, have another one who is going to school. And I employed again a house girl. You know, when you're young, they come and they go. I never regulate. Never regulate when they come and they go. Because I normally say a child, you still grow with them. And a child has to grow. Either they're there or they're not there. So you have to hustle that child. And in fact, at times, I wake up very early. I cook breakfast and I cook lunch. And I take it to my place of work so that we can have lunch cooked by me for my husband, and we eat it with him. And then my husband, in fact, his son would feel that I'm getting tired. And me, I'm not complaining. So when he pushed me even to have just a day scholar, and I agreed to have a day scholar because I told even now that I'm self-employed, the earliest I get to my house, again, it is 9. I'm still self-employed. It is at 9. And I've been able to delegate because now the summit is now big. So I've been able to delegate. I'm not at the cash box. I'm not taking orders. Before it was me everything. So now I've delegated. But you cannot delegate your house matters, however much you want. You cannot. So you must balance. So what I was saying is that he felt mercy for me. Akaona huruma kaniambia I employ a day scholar because tulifika mahali tukashidana na borders. Kama it is too much. Although my children are grown. And when he brought in this day scholar, when we agreed that we have a day scholar, I felt some is like I don't have children. And I don't need a scholar anymore. Do you know why? When you have young men, they'll challenge you. So one day I cooked supper. I like being open because could be somebody is passing through the same challenge like me. So I cooked supper one day. And my last born son said, na hii chakula leo sio kitamu kama ya auntie mwenye alikuwa anapika. I'm telling it was a blow to me. And I asked, I've delegated even cooking so much such that I've forgotten my cooking skills. And it happens. But you cannot realize because like I began by saying, a man will never complain. They are good. Men are good. So my man didn't used to complain. But now the son has commented. It was an eye-opener to me that Sarah, you are losing it when you come to cooking food. I used to cook food that is so delicious and they say, wow, mommy akijaza pilau like this one, you are losing it. That evening, nilikuwa nagoja my husband to come and sit down with him and tell him now, thank you because you saw it wise for me to be assisted, but now it has become like I'm losing it and I don't want to lose it. My son commented that the food I cooked was not delicious like the one they used to. Now you can sacrifice. I want to be back in my kitchen fully. I want to be back in washing clothes fully. I don't know when you wash clothes, it is an exercise. You never get tired. You never get tired. It's fun. So I told my husband, however much I want to help this day because she also wants money, I have to release her so that I'm able to cook for you people that delicious food I used to cook when I used to cook. And so we let her go. And now it is upon me to wake up very early in the morning, prepare breakfast. By 7, I'm out of that house. and I cook a lunch. I go with it. I have these hot pots that don't make it cold. I go with it to the shop. And by times my husband tell me, today don't cook, we can eat in the hotel. So he's also feeding for me because I'm taking all those chores. And then when we come to cooking supper, when I feel like I'm tired, I don't have time to go kata cabbages and I just tell them, Mama Kibada, prepare for me cabbage. My work is just go kata kitugu tu kanyanya, and then I just cook. So it becomes easy. You know, utamwambia kusoge ugali. So I just tell that mama because she was on it. She's making my work easier. I just want to come in. Pick it. So when I get into the house, I prepare it the way now I want, and when I take it, then my husband says, "Wow, 5-star hot food," and I say, "What? Now I'm back where a wife is supposed to be, and where I was," because these servants we employ at times can make us lose ourselves and also don't have time for our family because you have trained. It's us who train them to be perfect, like we are. So when they become perfect, now you are comfortable.
Yes.
And you can do your work so many hours without thinking about your husband or your children because everything is being done like you like it done.
Yes.
And so that's how now I balance my work. I don't have a helper because you cannot have a helper when you needed that when the children were young, and you still need a helper when they are adults.
Yes.
You can't. You must now even be there for them so that you teach them responsibility because when even this helper is here, these young men will never wash clothes. They'll never. They'll never go into the kitchen. And you know, Irene, you can get sick one day. And you don't have that helper. But you have this son. You have this husband in your house. So you are sick malaria. It could be even you have that drip. Not this kubali kulazwa. You have that drip. Unaenda nayo kitchen. Yet they are here. Because they know nothing. What if you train them from the right word for there, that you can know how to cook porridge, you can know how to boil rice, and you can also kanga that sukuma wiki after kupakata it. So they also make your work easier. So I want to bring another point of delegation. Delegate your housework to your grown-up children. Wacha hii maneno ya kamama na kababa. They are of age. Why spoil them? And this kababa and this kamama one day, they are going to be like me, a mother, and they are going to be a father. And you're calling them kamama and kababa. Train them in the right way to grow like the Bible says. Train them how to cook. Train them how to wash clothes. Train them how to wipe shoes, matope ikikuja hapo. Train them everything. Train them how to wash that house. So that when you're waking up in the morning as a working mother, now I'm talking to these working mothers and working ladies, you tell your son, you are here in the house a whole day. Me, I'm going out to look for money for school fees for you. So I want these shoes. By the time I come back in the house, they are well cleaned. It's not a punishment. I want them well cleaned. You are the firstborn. I want you to cook for your siblings. I want when I'm coming for supper, you have prepared everything. Me, I only come to cook, to fry them. Na nikisikia sitaki kupika nitawaambia. Nikifika nyumbani I want supper imeiva. Yago ni kukaa hivi na kuchat na nyinyi na kukula what you have cooked. You are training this young lady how she's going to manage her home in future. And even this son. So you delegate.
Yes.
And even you see this woman in the book of Proverbs, she knew how to delegate. Because when she wakes up in the morning, she prepares breakfast, and then she tells the servant, do 1, 2, 3. That's called delegation. And she expects, by the time she comes back, this servant has carried out the instructions, and they have been done. And that will make our work easier. So we can be working class women, and you can still be mothers at home. We can be wives at home. I did not give our husbands type to complain.
Wow, such a powerful point there. Delegation and also sacrifice. Much appreciation if you're just tuning in. This is Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage. We're just going for a quick commercial break. We'll be back with the remaining part of this program. My name is Rida Chebet Karing, and today I have two guests. We have Irene Bushebi and also we have Sarah Muridi. Stay tuned.
Beba kubeba na Samat Supermarket iliyoko mjini Kimilili karibu na kituo cha petroli cha Shell na mjini Webuye karibu na shule ya msingi ya Webuye. Bidhaa zetu ni za bei nafuu zikiwemo mafuta ya kupikia, unga wa chapati na sima, vitabu vya shule, viatu, bedding, electronics, carpets, miongoni mwa bidhaa zinginezo. Usiseme shopping, sema beba kubeba na Samat Supermarket. Beba kubeba na Samat Supermarket, your convenient supermarket for all the time shopping for your household needs.
There is a saying, behind every great man is a great woman. But there is a divide, a gap, a separation. It's about acknowledging the unseen efforts, the disparity, and expectations. Support. What does it mean to have support, to give support, to live without support? It's time that support goes both ways, because beside every great man is a great woman. Well, thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching Maisha Prime Women Talk, where real women engage. My name is Rida Chebet Kering, and of course, I'm not alone in studio. I'm with Irene Mumbo Bushebi, a counselor, a mother, and also a wife. We also have Sarah Muridi. She is also a mother. She is also a wife, and she is also a CEO of Summit Supermarket. Remember, this program is in association with Summit Supermarket that is in Kimilili and also in Webuye town in Bungoma County. If you're just joining us today, we are talking about women and work, and we've seen from our first segment the way Irene and Sarah have been highlighting that sometimes women mnasahau majukumu yenu ya nyumbani. You focus more on your jobs or your works, and they have just highlighted that how you can balance the family and also you can balance your work life. And now I like us to shift still kwa kuchoka. Wanawake wanabeba kuchoka hadi kitandani. I would like us to also touch that part because it has also affected marriages. Natoka job nimechoka, nataka nilale usinisumbue, and you're married to that guy. What do you say about that, Sarah?
Okay, thank you. Getting tired is normal because we are human. But our getting tired, we are not supposed to get tired even into the bed. Because once you got married, you knew that there is these conjugal rights that your husband will always ask for it. And when you get tired, you cannot get tired the whole week. It is either you get tired today and there must be proof that actually you're tired. Because when you come back from the workplace, like I said in the beginning, leave your mind where? At work of place. Now switch to home. Switch to home, whereby now you know you're going to meet your husband, and of course he's waiting for you in bed. And there is no you are going to escape that. And everything, it is in a mindset. Yes. So if you set your mind that you are tired, even when you get into that bed, you're already tired. What if you wait for it or you set your mind in excitement? I am going to meet my husband and I know he's waiting for me. So already you have wired your mind. There is a conjugal rights that I'm going to give or I'm going to perform. And do not take the conjugal rights like a punishment. It was created for us to enjoy. So if you're doing it for enjoyment, I'm telling you, by the time you remember that I am tired, you stop getting tired. But if you delegate your work, like I began by saying, when you come back in the evening, already it is delegated, you will not get tired even when you get into the bed. And when you get into the bed, if you feel that you are just tired, because the times it happens, you're just tired, naturally too, you can share with your husband and tell him this, honey, I don't know the words they use, but with honey, dear, today I don't feel like I can be able to give myself fully to you. But so that it doesn't feel like you are refusing, you can allow him to touch you for a play. And if you don't have the energy to have sex, let me just be candid, if you don't have the energy to have sex, you can allow him to touch your body. And then you can explain to him, hapo pengine tusiende saa hizi because actually I feel tired. We can postpone it. We do it in the morning. The bed is yours. Yes. The house is yours. The husband is yours. So shida iko wapi mkipostpone to asubuhi? Naona? Yes. So women, we should not get tired of having sex with our husband. We should not take fatigue to be an excuse. Because the moment you take that excuse, what are you telling your man? And most, why do men marry us? To cook for them? No, don't be cheated. They want to have sex with us. And you know a man is normally ready. And like women, we are not actually very ready like the men. And so let us not be fatigued in bed. Nata kama umechoka, just like I've said, tell your husband, don't mechoka, why don't you postpone it in the morning? I do make sure, because na sumelala usiku wote, kuna kazi umefanya, tutapeana ya kama excuse not, so make sure akikwambia now dear it is morning, may I have it, just allow, just allow, because you're not fatigued in the night, you only fatigue in the day. That is the day when you're working from morning to even when you're cooking for him. But I do not see this fatigue that will come from workplace unless you've really overworked yourself. And this is why we're saying we should balance. Just balance, because even though you are employed in an office, I'm sure at this office you don't learn it alone. Unless you are the secretary and you want to be the messenger, unajituma kuwa messenger. You know, there are some of us, because of our personalities again, tunapenda kujituma. There are people who cannot sit at one place, and I'm one that person cannot sit at one place. I must be here. So unless umejituma, I'm sure there is that work that you've been assigned. So do it, and if it is exhausting, like I've just said, leave it there and go home having a mindset that now I am going to another part in the bedroom. See, kazi, sex is not kazi. It's just there for some minutes or some hours, kunalingana na how you do it. And when you set your mind that that is another obligation that I have, I'm telling you, women will not get tired because you're anticipating to have it.
Wow. Irene.
Yeah, she said you're anticipating, you're intentional in what you're going to do. Yeah, I know it's something that has been debated, especially with women. Sometimes when you meet them here and there, they usually tell you, how do we juggle around this? Because it's not easy. Because they think their mind is always set like, you're tired, but not really that. I think Sarah has just told us that it's not about that. You can't say that there is too much work you've done in the office that you're so tired that you can't, do your responsibilities at home, especially in the bedroom. So what we are saying here is that once your mind is set that I'm done with office work, I'm starting another work. And I did say here that it's the very important work, and it starts with, everything being well in the home and then ending in the bedroom. So if this is what you've set yourself to be doing, then you should realize that this is what I need to do. So as you start your day, you put everything in your work plan. This is what I'm going to do, and it will end here, from where I'm waking up from, so that should be your mind. And as we were reading the Proverbs 31 lady, she's somebody who plans her work before she even wakes up. So no, and as the Bible tells us that, you make your plans known to God. That is, you plan them and then you give them unto the Lord. So I'm planning to even come back in the bedroom by evening to be here. So God, somebody is wondering, how do we tell God this? We have to. Yeah, he's the author of this. He started this. So he knows how it's supposed to be done. And so if you request him to help you, he will. Sometimes we think that God is so big up there that there are things we don't need to ask him. He started it. And if you start something, you really know how to go about it. And that is why we are told sex is a very sacred thing. And being sacred means it has to be done by the right person at the right time, at the right place, that is. And so if that is how it is going to be done, you'll have the strength enough to do it, because God will supply all that you need. Yeah, and he will fulfill the desires of your heart. So I'm talking to those people who really know what they want, in terms of I'm a working class lady, I'm empowered, and I'm empowered from home. So there's no way you're going to refuse to have sex with your husband at home and then you tell us you are empowered. How empowered are you? Because your empowerment should start at home. So once you're empowered at home, I believe out there you'll do your best. But if you want to tell us you're empowered, you're only empowered in the office, not at home, you are not empowered. Yes. So we've discussed this several times here, and I think these people, yes, I know you understand. So what we are saying is, we can say we are tired, yes, but please remember, it starts from home. So make sure your home is well, from the bedroom to the sitting room to your children to everybody out there. You read that proverb, still tells you, even the neighbors. There are those people who are working out there that they even don't know who is their next neighbor. I know that happens in the city, but here we are still having the community. So please make sure your neighbors know who you are, you know who they are. Because I remember even the government was complaining at some point, we don't know who our neighbors are until they do something that is not right. We start saying, I used to see this person getting, I didn't know that is this kind. Why? Because we feel we are so busy. No, if you're going to do that, then we're not going to have a community that will serve all of us. So please come home expecting to be doing your work, from the kitchen to the bedroom, everywhere. So don't say you're tired, but make a commitment. Because I believe, hata kama ni after work and there's something that you are assigned by the boss to go and do, and you know it is very important for your office. I know, however much you're tired, utakimbia huko uende ufanye. So make sure that hii kwa bedroom pia unakimbianga huko. Thank you.
Well, now away from that kuchoka, let's now come to pesa. Obviously after kufanya kazi kutakuwa na pesa, and also that is another place where women akili yao inaenda mteja sometimes. Anapata pesa kidogo 2-3, anaweza afford nguo zake, anaweza akajilipia rent, anamea pembe, and now the husband becomes nothing. What can you tell the women like those ambao wakipata pesa they as in unakuwa ni kama house ndio kusema kwa nyumba? Let me start with Sarah.
Thank you. I would wish to tell these women who sees money is everything to stop seeing money like it is everything. Because when you come and you are joined to a man, you now become one. So what is yours is for the man, and what is for the man, it is yours. So to advise them, whatever they earn, they bring it on the table, and they have an open communication. At the end of the month, I am getting this. What should I do with it? And the man says, at the end of the month, I am doing this. What should I do with it? We go back to this woman in the book of Proverbs. Whatever she went out there to get, she got it for the family. She not get it for herself. She got it for her children. She got it for her husband. She made sure that the husband is well kept and the children are well kept. But now kuna hii imeigia sisi wanawake. Ukipata pesa zinakupatia kajoto kengine, huoni hata huyo mume kama ni mume. Lakini yeye akipata unataka zake ziwe ni zako. Na kuna wengine wamepata pesa mpaka wamechukua majukumu yote. Wamenyang'anya mume majukumu. Wanalipa school fees, wanalipa rent zote za nyumba, wanalipa bills zote. Wakienda outing audio kulipa, wakifanya nini? Now surely where do you leave this man? You have destroyed his ego. And the man feels good when he's taking care of you as a man. So hata kama wewe mwanamke uko na pesa mingi hata kushida mwanaume, let the man play his role as a man, so that you build his ego. You don't destroy him completely. And when you do that, even you see that one, you appreciate him as a man and respect him as when you are husband. Na unajua kuna fikaga mahali hata hii pesa zinaleta shida kwa familia, kwa sababu wewe utakibizana na huyu mwanaume wako. Umechukua all his roles. Ye amekuja nini? Mikono. Anakupatia tu macho. Si unaweza lipa school fees? Eda. Sinafanya lipa. So my money now as a man, I'll use it in other areas always, and I'll not let you know. And then you as a lady, you start realizing hii mwanaume pia akona pesa, lakini sasa zinafanya kazi gani? Unasema hata hanuni chochote kwa nyumba, but you proved you can buy because you have the money. So I complain. So women, it is good we know that yes, we have money, but this money belongs to us as a family. We need to sit down and discuss how do we use this money. For example, I was telling some people somewhere, I like giving examples in myself. I was employed as a teacher, and my husband was in his own career. But anytime we would come and say, now this, the husband would say, my husband would say, my money is not enough to do 1, 2, 3. You can chip in with your money. So happily I would chip in with my money, and now it tells me I have paid the bills, but I've not paid this, so I pay this. Right now I'm the CEO Summer Supermarket. I do not have a salary, and I don't complain. Why? Because my husband takes care of all the bills. I have allowed him to take care, although I have money. And I was telling these people, my husband akiniachilia niende kazi Kimilili, I love traveling via matatus. Wananiuliza uko na fare, namwambia sina. Ananipea hata kama niko na 1000 kwa mfuko, namwambia sina. I know he'll be listening. Sina. Do you know why? I want to show him that when we got married, we didn't have quite a lot of money and used to take care of me. Kwa nini nimepembe at cause niko na mapesa juu mimi naenda kuhesabu kwa counter, kwa cash box zimeingia gapi na naona ni zangu. No. I must make him do his work as a man. So akaanza sina hata kama niko na pesa kwa kibeti. He is feeling good giving me that money. He is taking care of me. So alafu tuseme tukienda outing, ananiuliza na by the way unaweza taka kaguo, na I would feel good if you bought me a dress. He will not go buy it for me, but to give me money. Yet I have my own money, and he knows I have my own money. But I've not allowed myself to break my family because I feel niko na pesa mingi sana. But you know, women, we have money, let me tell you. But if you are not wise, if you are not like that proverbial woman, you destroy your family, I tell you. Na hiyo labda hii family mgeenda bali sana. So women out there, however much you earn, let us stop this statement of pesa zangu ni zangu na zake ni zetu. Please, you are a one. You are one. Let your money be his money. Let his money be your money. And bring it on the table and be very, very open in that communication. Na musije mukakopeshana pesa. For example, a man can say, there was a check, a man says, tells a wife, I have a project. So why don't you give me your money so that we can do this project to bring an income to a family? And then the wife anapeana pesa. Alafu all of a sudden hakuna project imefanywa. So will this woman trust you? Again, the woman not trust you. So when it comes to money, let money not destroy our families. Marriage is based on love and trust and a lot of sacrifices. Let money not put us asunder. Women, yes, we feel good having our own money. Nikitaka kwenda salon, sita shida nikisema nipe naona. But hata kama uko na hiyo freedom, usione kama huyu mwanaume haistahili kwa sababu you have your money. Meta nikienda salon na biaga my husband, unajua leo naenda salon, so can you please give me squad very expensive kwa kichwa changu, give me 250. Hiyo ndio tu wanaitishwa kwa salon. So ananipatia, so make him feel good. But after they have my own money, I'd have gone to the salon and told him I've used 250. You know, now when a woman has her own money, I'm sure that there's been no much communication in that family. You know, money makes people communicate. Nataka ya kununua, kesho ni soko, so nataka unipatie 1000 niende kesho soko. Sasa mimi hapa niko na pesa, nitamusalimia nimwambie ati nipatie za kwenda soko. So I'm breaking that communication because of money. With the money, if you want to ask for money to take your kids out, of course you have to tell the husband, you know, tomorrow is Saturday, I want to take my children out. Uko na pesa kama mwanamke, si ndio? Kuna haja kuata kwambia mzee mimi naenda outing na watoto. I want to call, hello, tuko outing Bungoma, I do give a name. So naona? So money is even breaking communication. You want to rush home to your home, not even to his home. After all, so kuna pesa za kufuel gari. You just fuel and go. Ukifika hapo ndio mama anakuuliza umeacha mzee wapi? Yenyewe hata nimetoka tu bio haraka sana. Sijamwambia niko hapa, like let me call him and tell him you are here. You can say hi. What are we doing? We are breaking marriages because of money. Money is good. It gives a woman freedom. It gives a woman that feeling of I am on my own. I can manage myself. But as far as you are not alone, you are in that home with your husband, let not money put you aside. Know how to balance your money. Bring it on the table. Na useme, mshahara wangu ndio huu. I can buy a plot with it, but the plot be written under your name, not under the lady's name for the husband. Because again, he is the head of the family. The husband. Because when you say that I'm going to buy a plot and it is written under my name, yet I'm married, so you are making this man think now you have money, you can do your own things. Yes. Umejitosheleza. You don't need me. So no. So even though it is your buying property, let it remain under the husband name. Na hapa najua si wanawake wengi tutakubaliana, but let it remain under your husband's name. Do not na akinirusha nje alete mwingine, ama akikufa ati sijui in-laws wataninyang'anya. Let the future take care of itself. We have courts and they can help us. And again, because you agreed to be together until death do you apart, I don't see why insecurities should come. But I know money is destroying many families and marriages.
Wow. Maybe not much. I think that being independent because of money, I think like our sister is talking about that. I think it is because of this that we see we are even where we are today. I think when Eve realized she can do things on her own, she started walking alone around there. Yeah, na akakutana na mwenye alimdanganya. So sometimes women, if we are given that freedom, because we know we are empowered, we have money, we can do whatever we want to do. Sarah has just been talking about fueling your own vehicle and going to your place. You get there, that's when your mother reminds you, where is your husband or how is he? You're saying, oh, let me call him. I did, what is that now? At the end of the day, you might, even your husband might not get it wrong, but you know what? There's a seed you're planting. And when it will be time for harvesting, I don't think it will be sweet on your side. Because these children you are carrying to your place without informing their dad, there's something that is happening. Yeah, and these things will keep on happening and they will ruin families, starting from yours. So please, even if we have that empowerment in terms of finances, let us use them in the way that is supposed to be used. I just did tell you here that if you feel you're empowered and you can't start doing the right things at home, at your home that is, then know that you're not empowered. So as much as we can feel we're empowered and we're not doing things right, especially to our husbands or to our wives, I'm just talking about this on both ends though, know that you're not empowered, because these things are going to destroy this family. It might not be your family literally, but it will be into your children. And I don't think anybody is happy when their children are not doing the right thing out there. So please, even if you're empowered enough, ladies, you have the money, as Sarah was saying, it's good. We usually say that hiyo pesa ya mwanaume ni tamu, but the real thing behind it is, she's just been saying, let his ego still remain there. Because the moment he realizes umetoka salon na you're just looking smart, haja contribute, anajua tu ni pesa yako, anaishiwa nguvu. Amekuwa na the best of all the clothes, zimetoka Turkey. Anajua tu ndio umenunua lakini si pesa yake. Nguvu inamuisha hivyo. And then anaanza kurealize, okay, so if she's doing this, maybe somebody is helping her do this. Let me also help somebody else because I have enough. You see, so where are we headed? Something is gonna go amiss somewhere. So please, before we start doing all these things because we think we have enough, think of that family. There's something you can do. She just says something very interesting. She wants to go to some place and then she has money in her purse, she's asked, because the reason why he's asking you is because he wants to feel he's a man here. And then you're telling him niko na pesa. You know, what's that? So please, whenever you are asked kama hata uko nayo, sema tu hauna, pengine akwambia pia mimi niko na kidogo, acha nikupatie, nimejua unaweza ongeza, because he knows, because that's why he's asking you. Otherwise he could not have asked. So if he's asked you, then know that that's an opportunity for you to let him do it so that he can feel he's a man. But also men realize that vile sister Sarah alikuwa anasema ni kwamba usimwachie sasa anafanya kila kitu kwa sababu ako na pesa zote. Please step in and do the best you can do. Hata kama anafanya ingine, at least mtafeel ile togetherness. Na then again, she's just been talking about communication being cut off because each of us has money. So whenever you want to do something, you just, mtu anastukianga tu, nishanunua hizo nyumba, nimenunua gari sijui gani, you know, we don't sit around the table and say, okay, this is what we want to do, because everybody feels they have their own, you see. So kila mtu ana surprise wanga tu na mwingine. You know, we give on surprises every other time, and you know, as we do this, it's like now it's a competition in this home, and ultimately that one is going to end us into something that is not going to be good. So please, wherever you are as women, if you have whatever you're having, I know your husband knows you have it, but please, if he asks you to do something, or if you feel that you want to do something, please make him come on board so that he can feel that he's part of you. And then he can also feel that, you know, he's the husband of this home. So mta contribute, pengine unaweza toa hata mingi sana kwa sababu wewe uko naye, lakini sasa yeye ile yake pia i-count hapo ndani. She's just talked about something also about maybe buying a piece of land and you write your name over there. I know it's something that people will start thinking, kama niko na pesa yangu, I can do my own things. What are you talking about? We know that is right as you can think. But when you go back, we were reading about the woman in Proverbs. The reason why it was even mentioned here, it's because that plot was in the name of the husband. Yeah, that's why unasikia wanasema the husband alikuwa anatembea nje huko akiinua kichwa juu. Hajafanya vitu zingine lakini zimefanywa na mama. Lakini ziko kwa jina yake. So watu wakiona nasema, "Hey bwana, congratulations, that is what you've done." And it's not about him, so he's just filling his head up. You see, because this lady consulted with him and then they did that. And as I was saying about this, you know, it is a seed you're planting. Don't just think of now, the fantasy you're having now because you have everything, it is all in your name. But I'm thinking about the seed that you're planting, because we are being told that whatever seed we plant, that is what we're gonna reap. So next time it will be on your neck, and I don't think it will be good for you.
Wow, I hope that working ladies, wanawake ambao mna pesa kule nje, you've just heard from Sarah and also from Irene. They are working ladies, they have their money and you can see their marriages wako na wanaume wao. So make sure even if you have money, make sure that you don't break the ego of the man, because he's still the head of the house and bado ni baba wa watoto wako. Hata kama hamna mtoto labda mtakuwa nao baadaye. So make sure even if you have money, usijieke juu sana, kiburi utarudishwa chini. So thank you so much Irene and Sarah for that. I hope that our viewers have gotten something, and if you have a question or feedback, you can send it through 0746 999 or YouTube and Facebook. You can comment on Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. My name is Rida Chebet Kering. See you next time.